So I've been getting a lot of messages on my Instagram from people wanting to see an actual breakdown of a brand that we have scaled. And so in order to do this, I thought I would just run you through one of our clients that we have recently began scaling. And in fact, we've actually had to scale down a little bit because the stock was just getting rinsed. And so we need to work with the founder to put some more fulfillment systems in place to make sure that that doesn't happen again. But we have generated £160,000 at a 6.6x ROAS throughout the month. And I want to show you what that looks like in reality on the back end, the breakdown of the ad account, what the structure looks like, and how we made sure that the conversion rate was high enough on the website to deal with that amount of traffic and scaling. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Lewin. I have profitably generated over $40 million in online sales for Shopify stores. Personally made 7 figures as a result of doing so. I'm not saying that to gloat or to brag. That's just purely so that you know that I'm somewhat qualified to talk about this topic. So as you can see here, net profit 161,000, and that is across last month. As you can see up here, we spent £70,800 in total across the month. And as you can see, we actually had to scale back the spend roughly around like mid-month because it was just getting out of hand. Like the founder just could not deal with that amount of sales, which I know is just a great problem to have. A lot of people are in a very, very different position and situation. So, obviously blessed for that. But as you can see, beautiful new customer ROAS, like that number 4.46 is absolutely great. Blended CPA, £7.89. Like this is just, we're doing some really, really great work here. So I want to run you through the actual breakdown of the ad account so you can see how it's set up. And I think this is going to really make a lot of people mad, to be honest, because the way the account is set up is so simple and so beautiful. And the numbers that it's doing, to be able to see this, like it's just great. So as you can see, a lot of our spend and a lot of our focus is on Google Ads. So we spent 52,000 on Google. This just cleans up on search campaigns, and we just make sure that we are outbidding all of the other competitors and making sure that we are taking the maximum amount of impression share, because we identified that the client has a pretty strong brand name in terms of what you search up to get the product. The brand name fits that very, very well. And so people end up searching something very, very similar to the brand name. So if they see our brand, the client's brand, at the top of their search, they're most likely to go with it because it fits the product that they are trying to search. Now, I can't obviously show you exactly the client and what product this is, because we have contracts and we have confidentiality in place, and so I can't give you the name and the website and for you to go through it, although I would love to. We can only just break down the numbers here, and I'm gonna have to blur some things out. So first, we will go through the ad account itself, the Facebook ad account, which spent around £18,000, and on triple whale attribution was at a 7.68 ROAS across the month, which is pretty healthy, pretty strong. So this is it here, as you can see. Super basic. I'm just gonna refresh that as well so you can see. So the ad account on Meta's attribution was 5.57. As you can see down here, it totaled £102,000 in returns from 18,000 in total spend, with 1 million people reached on the account there. So as you can see, this is super basic. So the way that we have the campaigns set up that were active and running through last month, there was a couple that we have turned off that weren't running because they were like a special event, and you can see there's not a lot of revenue that came through these, like 4,200, 900, 400. The real bulk of the revenue came from this big boy UK ASC campaign. So we literally have an ASC for every region. So we have an ASC for UK, an ASC for US, an ASC for Europe, and an ASC for Australia. Now, the reason why it's important to split out your campaigns per region is because the messaging that we are giving to the UK audience is different to the messaging that we're giving to the US audience. For example, the industry, the niche essentially of the product that it's in, it has a different name in the US than a different name in the UK. So if we were to combine those, it just wouldn't be relevant and it wouldn't be tailored to the audience that we are speaking to. So we have to make sure to split that out so we can split out the ads, make sure it's different content. There's different demographics, there's different types of people in the ads for each market. You know, there's different accents, there's different languages. Like, it has to be different. You can't just, it's not just one size fits all. Like, if you really want to tap into the 97% of the market, you know, you've got 3% of a market which will always purchase. You know, they're ready to purchase, and if you put an ad in front of them, they will purchase. But if you want to scale and really hit the mass market, it can't just be a one size fits all. You have to tailor to every person. So then we were able to manage the budgets based on what region was converting best. So obviously the UK is our strongest market for this brand. It is a UK brand. The delivery times are best in the UK. So we know that we can spend the most here. As you can see, 14,000 spend on this UK campaign. It was at a 5.92 ROAS. So it had the best ROAS and also the highest amount of spend. So obviously that's where we want to focus most of our attention, because it is the strongest one. And this is where we put most of our time and resources into creating the ads and making sure they were tailored to that. Now, I want to show you something really, really interesting, because this client in particular, this brand, booked a call with me, and what they said in the booking process, like when somebody books a call with us, when they want to like scale their brand or when they want help with marketing, we ask them just a couple of questions, like, what is your revenue at the moment and what do you want to get to? What's your conversion rate, and what do you think the reason is that you're not where you want to be? And so I want to show you here, when they first booked a call with us, we're asking, are they currently with a marketing agency? No. Which ad services are you interested in? Facebook, Google, and TikTok, right? Current monthly revenue, £60,000, right? Desired monthly revenue, £100,000. Current monthly ad spend, 3,000. Now, this guy didn't know his conversion rate of the website, so he just said 0. What is the main thing holding you back from hitting your monthly revenue goal? Well, it's a lack of experience. Well, if you just look at what his desired monthly revenue goal was and what his current monthly revenue, who's only wanting to add an extra 40k a month. And we went and did this, £470,000 in the space of a month. And please understand that we could have pushed that even further. We could have kept going. We were spending a lot of money per day. Our budget was pretty high per day, and it would have kept going if the stock was there. There's no reason whatsoever that this couldn't have done more than £600,000-700,000 throughout the entire month if we had kept on pushing it as much as we previously were. Now, that just goes to show you, if you work on the entire business, and obviously you work with experts, people that have been there and done that and got the t-shirt and they know what they're doing. If you work on the entire process, you can literally build a machine that will just print money. Like, the only thing he had to deal with is his team making sure that they were being, that the orders were being fulfilled on time. We're handling everything else. So guys, I hope you found that helpful. I hope you found that useful and valuable, getting a little insight into the ad account of a brand that is scaling just to ridiculous heights. And if you are a brand that is struggling to get past 20k per month, or you are even wanting to just maintain where you're at but just with more efficiency, feel free to click the link in the description. You can go through to my landing page and book a call with me, and you know, even if we don't work together, I'm sure you're going to get some value from what we speak about in that call. So yeah, go ahead and do that, and I will catch you in the next one.